Were you looking at the woman in the red dress? If you've watched The Matrix, you'll know about the woman in the red dress. If not, I'll quickly explain it. So Neo, the main character, he realizes the whole world is a simulation. He gets out of it, and now his mentor Morpheus is explaining how the Matrix, this simulation works. He's in this practice version, and at one point, all these people are walking by him, and they're all looking the same. They all wear black. They're all just facing forward, and then out of the blue, he sees a beautiful, gorgeous blonde, and she's wearing red. She stands out, and she's looking directly at him with that seductive gaze. He can't take his eyes off her. And then Morpheus, he comes and asks him, "Were you looking at the woman in the red dress?" He says, no, I wasn't. He tells him, "Look again." He turns around behind him, and all of a sudden, it's this agent. He's standing there with a gun to his head. Boom. That would have been it. He would have been dead. And now, yes, this is a movie, but this pertains to our situation right now in the modern world. So you know what the woman in the red dress is to us young people? Partying. It's going out, it's drinking, it's drugs. It seems so flashy, it seems so cool, but it's killing us. It will destroy us, and it will take away from our lives. You know, I used to idealize it when I was young, as I'm sure so many did, growing up, watching movies, thinking, "Whoa, that looks so cool, house parties and that, I want to do that." Unconsciously, I was implanted into my mind, of course. You know, people around me, adults and stuff, were drinking. They weren't doing drugs, thankfully, but I was seeing that on TV shows, movies. My brain was learning, oh, this is okay, this is what we do. You know, it's become a rite of passage, especially in the UK, that when you're a man, when you're older, you start drinking, you start going out. But of course, young kids see that, they're going to want to do it, especially if they see other young people doing it. Like, I seen people on social media and they were posting them at house parties, them at festivals, and I was so jealous. You know, I wanted to do that too. I was just playing video games on this computer. I'm just like, my God, please let me get to go outside and party and drink. I just thought it was so cool. Just like the woman in the red dress, it looks so attractive, it looks fun. But when you look at it, it's just the same thing over and over again. When you experience it for yourself, it's not that fun. I mean, sure, some parts are nice, you know, going out, meeting people, you learn the confidence, you can meet girls, but you know what the fun part really is, right? It's not the drinking, the drugs, it's the people. People always forget about that. It's the socializing that's fun. If you've seen somebody and they were drinking inside, they were doing drugs inside on their own, you wouldn't say that motherfucker was having fun, would you? No, you'd say sad, lonely, etc. All of a sudden, when it's at a nightclub, when it's with their friends, it's fun. Why? Of course, it's the people, and you don't need to get high. We've just been brainwashed to believe this is the way, this is what we're supposed to do, but at the end of the day, the elite, they just want us to be dulled, controlled. These people, they just want to make money off us. They want to pump us full of drugs, whether it's prescription or recreational or alcohol, which is just a recreational drug at the end of the day. It's all the same. It's one of the worst. Maybe that's why they still push it on us today, because it keeps us dulled. It clouds your mind. You know, I didn't really know where I was going until I started getting sober. I was just drifting, and I guarantee you're in the exact same position if you're going out and partying. It just confuses the mind and it steals your focus. I mean, think about it. What do you think about during the week whether you're in school or at work? You think about the weekend, about where you're going to go, what drugs you're going to take. I used to be daydreaming about all these good things I would achieve, and then when I started going out, especially when I started doing them hard drugs, all that changed. I just was constantly thinking about the weekend, just waiting for the weekend, just thinking about what drugs I'm going to try and stuff. And eventually it became so much that couldn't even wait, and I was doing it on my own every day. But honestly, this stuff, it will destroy your life, and I know it doesn't seem like that, and when you're in the moment, it's just fun. But you can have fun without it. You can learn to have fun without that crap. It's not even that fun. If you zoom out and you look at the big picture, right? The up and then the down, it's not even worth it. The come down is not even worth it. And if you're young and stupid, like, I understand, you're not going to want to quit. I didn't always want to quit, of course, but eventually you will learn. At least I hope that you will learn. Some people, they never do. I mean, if you look around, right, at the older generations, how many of them have done anything? How many of them achieved any of their goals? Very few. Very few. Look at the people who have done the path that you are on. Where did they get to? Nowhere. A lot of them, or maybe, in fact, most of them are probably very depressed. And this is what's going to happen to you. Because, see, instead of going after what they truly wanted, instead of feeling that fire inside of them, they dulled it. They couldn't handle it. They went to coke, they went to drink, whatever, whether it was on the weekend or if it was all the time. And instead of living a life that they truly want, they decided, nah, I'm just going to go towards comfort. Because of course it hurts that we don't have what we want. I mean, humans are made to desire to go after things. That's why we are where we're at, because of that strong desire. But if you look at recent history, you know, in the past, 50 something years, we've got so much new technology, but it's started to slow down. Yeah, we've had massive improvements, but there's been a lot less new things, right? It's more like improvements on things that already exist, because humans have slowed down, because not just because of drugs and drink, of course, but because of phones and movies, all this stuff, all these vices, they're dulling us, they're dulling the energy, so we don't need to sit and think, what do I want to do? How do I make my life better? How do I make other people's lives better? We're just focusing on that next hit of comfort. You really need to look and see what path are you on? Because if you are just dulling your senses all the time, whether it's through drink, drugs, porn, anything, you will not be where you want to be in 20, 40, 50 years. You will be miserable. We are not supposed to live like this. This is the furthest thing from being human, is just escaping through vice. And yes, of course it feels comfortable, but it doesn't feel enjoyable. You have to tell yourself the truth. It's not enjoyable. It just seems that way. It just seems like the easier, fun path. But at the end of the day, it's not. And you know this. That's why you've watched this far. Yes, it's going to take time, right? Of course. But would you rather go towards your dreams, towards something you love, even if you never get it, right? Or would you rather just keep going in this miserable cycle again and again and again until you're dead? Remember, you're better than that bag. You're better than that ball.